You guys ever heard of the term, it's better to leave well enough alone? Well, let's just say some people don't know what that means. Okay, so this isn't like a hate video. I'm not trying to like expose anybody, nothing crazy like that going on, but you guys obviously read the title of the video and you saw the thumbnail, so you probably have a pretty good idea of what's going on. But for those that are completely new and you somehow stumbled upon the video by just clicking on it accidentally, I'll give a little bit of insight. So I run a GTA RP server. If you guys are unaware what that is, it's RP but on GTA, and it's a server. There you go. Seriously, that's about it. It is a lot of fun, but like any community or any on the internet or even in real life, I guess I should say, a lot of people don't like to have fun. They typically tend to prefer coercing themselves towards like basically just being the bane of that community, and if that means doing whatever it may take to, well, do whatever it may take to become that, then they'll just pretty much do whatever. If that means lying and being just a generally awful individual, that is exactly what they'll do. So that's what this video is. Technically, yeah, someone made a couple videos about me and my server a little bit kind of ago-ish. It was 50-50. I mean, it was somewhat like just about the server, but then it was just starting to get to be about me. A couple of people aren't my biggest fans, not gonna lie. Of course, every content creator is gonna have people that isn't their biggest fan and people that are, etc. However, these people do not like me for their own reasons. Now, I would explain those reasons, except it didn't make a lot of sense to me as to why they don't. I mean, okay, at the end of the day, freedom of speech and, you know, the ability to have free will and your own opinion. Of course, you don't have to like everybody. That's totally fair. But there's also just the like low-key defamation levels of things where you're just kind of slandering people just because you're not a fan of what they do, whether that actually harms you or others in any physical or non-physical way. Even if it's a completely harmless, it's not actually even bothering anybody type thing, and you're just one of those people that just lets every single thing on planet Earth bother them, then that is exactly what this person is, and his friend. And the video that he made about me, again, he made a response reaction to my response to his response about how he doesn't like me or my server. Anyway, point of the video is he obviously spent a lot of the time lying, making up information, and I mean, that's not great. I mean, if you're gonna make, you know, a form of criticism on someone, then it's probably a pretty good idea to you know, criticize them truthfully. If you're just making stuff up as you go, then that takes your credibility down quite a few notches. This isn't like some large creator that is like hurting my channel or anything that I'm worried about. If anything, I just more or less find this incredibly entertaining, and I'm just, yeah, this is just interesting. So let's see what it is. Okay, so before you guys get totally thrown off by this, I have nothing to say. If you're thrown off by this, that's, you have rational responses to things, so you're good. Okay, I went and watched like a second or two of this prior. I didn't actually get through it all. I saw this and I was like, no, we need to see this together. This is a group bonding experience. This is what everybody gets to experience. So let's see what it is. Oh god, the Teletubbies intro is interesting. I appreciate that.
What a beautiful day.
Oh,
for fuck's
God.
sake. So, I woke up this morning, I, did my morning routine,
as we all do.
got driven to school,
Okay, maybe not all of us.
and the first thing I get told as soon as I get into class by my fellow friend that Cryptic has finally reacted to one of my videos. I mean, look at the guy, that Cryptic has finally reacted to one of my videos. I mean,
I like how his microphone just gets like obscenely louder in each segment of him commentating. Like, for some reason it just gets drastically louder, or sometimes it gets super quiet. It's like he recorded these in different days at different places with different hardware or something. Okay, that's not something to criticize. I never actually noticed the thumbnail of his part 2 video, but I like how it just says we need to stop this guy, and it's like the most harmless photo of my gaming setup with just me in the background, because I did a gaming setup review 4 months ago, and this is like the photo he used instead of like creating something that kind of makes me seem like the bad guy here. He's just kind of, he's like, yeah, the Fortnite llama in the background and the gaming setup, this will show him.
I mean, look at the guy. He looked a VB long neck.
Well,
Like,
there it
look,
is.
look at the resemblance. They look the same.
BB long. Wait, is that alcohol? Is that alcohol? If you're saying you're still in school, you probably shouldn't be drinking alcohol, okay?
I mean, mate, I can't really tell the difference. They look like the same person. This man is...
Wait, hold up. Did he say I look like that? I'm pretty sure he said we look like the same person. I appreciate his inclusivity for everything, and I like how this...
The old bottle of Victoria VB is just...
considered a person. Rather bitter, apparently.
really tell the difference. They look like the same person. This man has really made me come out of retirement for this one.
He's coming out of retirement for this? Does he have another channel I wasn't aware of? What? I'm very confused. Also, he likes calling me... Yeah, anyway.
Unlucky video. So before I do anything, love
So
if you
loud.
hit that like button and subscribe.
You heard it there, you guys. As he just said, drop a like and subscribe. We're nearly at 20k, and we can only get there if all you little gremlins help out. So subscribe, drop a like. Also, apparently when I say the word subscribe, the subscribe button lights up. That's a feature on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it. Or if you do quote me on it, then comment below.
And so I can actually afford a PC because the Saudis said I'm not allowed to get a PC anymore because apparently oil issues from Russia and stuff. I think that's a bit too controversial, but anyway.
Hold up. Did he just say he can't get a PC because of Russia? My man, I'm pretty sure it ain't Russia. I mean, I don't live in the UK. Maybe Russia actually physically, personally, sort of like maybe John Russia told him, no, you of all people can't have one.
Anyways,
Because it's controversial.
let's get straight into the video.
Give me money, 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 give me money. Give me money. Apparently, I like how the way he's starting this video off is just cutting like bits out of just things that he want. You know that like, you know that, what's that, that logic that like a lot of like children use with their parents, right? They're like, they hear what they want to hear, right? So it's like, he's just going through the video and like piecing out parts of what I'm saying. You know, like before AI was remotely where it is now, instead of being able to type in someone's character and have their voice say anything, it was just the character and lines from like movies and they just compile them together. It's like that, and just taking the parts that he wants to hear and just cramming them together. This is my biggest hater ever, so I noticed
I definitely am, Budster.
he made a video about. Is Budster a UK term? Budster's an actual thing, apparently. It was used back in 2019, though. Okay, so nobody says Budster anymore. Man, Budster in the big 2024. About me, and I couldn't help but check it out because. And here we are again.
Before I get into this video, and before I start fully reacting and having a full-on yap about this, when I recorded this video, I did this basically all in one take. And if I have improper English or I sound dyslexic,
I'm gonna be real. I don't think that original video of his was all in one take because it was the same as this one. His mic audio was up and down every time he got to a new topic or sentence. I'm pretty sure this was made over the course of a few weeks.
that's probably the reason why. But anyway, let's get into it.
If you play GTA 5 on consoles, video, the quality dropped. I thought it was from me. Never mind. It's free. So, but before I go any action, this is him. Go drop.
Excuse me, mate. I actually go
Yeah, guys. Once again, we're doing it again. Oh, he did get his. Wait, hold on. Listen.
day them, and I find that quite disrespectful.
Okay. Well, sorry for that.
Thumbs up. He's got a like goal of 4. You know, we're gonna help him out with that.
He hit it. He hit his like goal.
Alrighty.
This man is trying to make Kim Jong-un himself.
Kim Jong-un himself said this, ladies and gentlemen. I actually contacted him before the making of my server, and
I
was
actually
like,
did.
Hey Kim, can I make an RP server? And he said yes, but in Korean. So
Besides the point, mate, your whole server is half propaganda. I don't think Kim Jong-un.
I don't want to. Okay, so like, I'm not the legal type. I won't go and just sue people. Obviously, I'm not a horrible person. But isn't this like part of defamation in a way? I'm like pretty sure putting someone's face on political figures is like not good for anybody in the situation. Or at least I thought. I don't know. Maybe the times have changed in the last 2 seconds.
Has fully some with propaganda. They've been racially motivated, I shall say. Anyway,
Apparently my server is racially motivated. I'm not sure how that makes any sense. I just want to be clear. If you guys have no idea what my channel is, or if you're totally new, I run a GTA RP server, so I don't see where the racial motivation comes from. But yeah. Anyway.
He's called me a man twice, and he's stroking my masculinity right now, and I really appreciate that.
Coming from a Discord mod, I'm actually not surprised.
I was being very sarcastic with a lot of this stuff, and I'm 95% sure he's taking it all like legit. He's just like,
oh really? You have a big ego? Yeah, sounded about right.
This video.
And to be honest, they look like the exact same person. I mean, the next.
I don't know what, that's not me or this video. His commentary just cuts off randomly. He's like in the middle of saying something and it just stops, and he's just playing the rest of the video. I don't know if YouTube might have did that to his upload. I don't believe so.
And he referenced Melvin from Madagascar.
This is probably the fakest laugh I've ever seen in my life.
By the way, he does get this angry throughout this video as well. I thought maybe he was just acting that angry in the first video, but then you hear it in this one and you're like, okay, some buttons were pushed, okay? Feelings were stepped on. Not good.
There it is. There's my 144p thumbnail.
So we're really egoing me over a pixel size and the amount of pixels that's in a picture.
Hey man, it's not about the size, it's how you render it.
In the big 2024 is wild.
This is where he got really mad. Wait, listen.
In the big 2024 is wild.
Got so mad. The rest of the video was just him getting really angry, and in this one he got pretty substantially unhappy over these events.
Yeah, big warning before you join the server. If you break one of our rules, you'll get asked on as well.
Yep, just a minute because you know it's true. No appointment stated.
I enslaved my moderators. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Of course I'm gonna drop their names. I speak the truth and only the truth. If you got a problem.
What does dropping people's names have to do with speaking the truth? Also, starting a video off with a repeat of me saying a couple words to strengthen your statement that's taken out of entirely, and I mean entirely, taken out of context. I don't know if that's speaking the truth. He's used the word propaganda quite a lot, and I'm starting to think that's more or less just like a cope, because he himself is very, very much in love with propaganda. Maybe, I don't know.
All of that. Come.
Oh, there's the audio cut off.
To be clear, they weren't getting paid, so they were just helping out the community.
Yeah, of course I have our community. You have what, 17,000 members in your server. You got zero perks, and what? They do this for free, mate.
Yes, because it's a Discord community, not a 9 to 5. They help people out with like, how do I join? And they just like ping a channel. I don't like. I'm sorry that I'm not paying $25 an hour for someone to just ping channels. I do apologize. By the way, they do apply knowing that it's free. I didn't think this was even a thing or an issue prior to this, but apparently with this guy, huge problemo.
Your community, an absolute joke.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, and also for context, he called them all autistic.
And a much more awful things. And he's like,
I wonder why I called him autistic. First, I don't know how to do your job. Okay, and then you banned me after.
Okay, so to put this into actual perspective, he wasn't just banned right off the bat. In the server, he was going around breaking rules. Realistically, at the end of the day, I mean, if you're going to join a server for pretty much anything, if they have rules around something and you break those, I mean, have the expectation that the people running the server aren't going to enjoy that. So, no, we didn't immediately ban him. He was kicked several times and given warnings. He just kept doing the things that he was doing, that he was getting warnings about. Him and his friend, for some reason, it wasn't enough, which was very interesting. No, he then made tickets calling staff in my server autistic. Then we banned him. It took a bit, but we didn't just do it for no reason. No, he did that to himself. Yeah.
I did nothing wrong.
There you have it. Your Honor, I object. I didn't do it. Word is bond. I did not do it.
Because I didn't register my car. I could have given me a warning for that, not kick me from the whole game itself. Which I think is quite stupid. I would call him autistic because they started talking shit to me. And if I'm being honest...
I'm glad he stated that he's being honest, because I had no idea prior to this.
They are. So...
I didn't do
Absolutely shocked.
Short.
He turns into Batman there for dramatic effect. He needs us to understand that he's the vigilante saving Gotham here. That's why.
Heck yeah.
You look like Kick-Ass with Down syndrome. I don't want you hearing speak anymore, bro. Honestly.
He's actually full on. He's full on mad. I'm not sure why bro's so mad. Like, I get to an extent that getting banned from a server that you're trying to enjoy, like, I get it, you know, that's not going to be very fun, even if you're breaking rules and being toxic to everybody countlessly. But, you know, the annoyance from it. But it's like, you're mad that you basically put the nail in your own coffin. You know what I mean? Like, you are the one, you're the catalyst to your own undoing. And then you are, like, I guess from the sounds of it, I'd say confused about that. I have, like, no idea. I think that's my interpretation of it, if I'm being honest.
And like, it's even funnier because he's whispering it. He's like,
10 out of 10 rage bait. Mate, I'm on the brink of never breaking my PC or my laptop. I don't really give a shit.
I feel like if you are to say something isn't rage bait, or, well, to sarcastically say it is, trying to have the intent that it isn't, and then immediately say, I don't give a shit. If you have to say you don't care about something, there's a pretty good chance you very much care about it. Like, the fact that you're mentioning it and you're within the situation of said thing, I'd definitely bet quite a lot that, yeah, you probably care.
We make you, yeah.
Okay, yes, I did word it wrong. They make you, but I still think that.
Holy crap, is this change? Is this an Oaksy W? Is he changing? He just admitted to a fault, but it doesn't end there.
Spending a stupid amount of your money or your paycheck on GTA money, which the money doesn't even exist, is quite stupid.
I'd like to define what exists, because what would you describe as exists? Something you can see? Like, as long as you can see it, as long as you, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Something to exist to, I don't know. I was gonna get philosophical there. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, let's get philosophical. So if you had to describe to me, or if someone asked me, well, what would you define something as, like, existent? Like, how would you know if something exists? So I'd say, well, when it comes to a tree, I can see and touch it, you know, and so on and so forth. But what about a video game? That can't be real. Well, it's not real in the sense that if I go in GTA and drive a car down the street and hit someone, no, that didn't have real legal problems arise after the fact. However, it still happened. I'm seeing it. My brain's creating a response from it. There's a reaction. It's still happening. So us and our experiences that we have are very real. So if you say you're spending real money on something that, well, my dude, my guy has spent easily hundreds of dollars on packs in Siege, but I don't hear him saying anything about how it's fake stuff that he's buying, or currency, or, you know, renown to get operators, of course.
And I'm not going to say the words.
So I sell packs on the server, and
You sell packs that you overcharge way too much.
All applications are low effort and it's not difficult to do. Yet your server is low effort because it's just.
Which is true, because the application that you have to do has to be quite in depth, even though they say it's low effort.
Yeah, so typically we'll say it's low effort when you give us answers like, I don't know, which is what they did. They didn't, like, these guys didn't get in right away. I went and looked. They had just pretty much bare bones it and then crossed their fingers and were like, well, maybe we'll get in, maybe we won't. I don't know. Yeah, so obviously it's like if you submit an application to a job, like, they're gonna want to see something beyond the lines of, I don't know, or hire me. Like, why should we hire you? Well, why? Because you're hiring? Like, all right, buddy.
And the fact is that you have to put, they tell you this one question, right? Name of the character that you're role playing as, backstory, and stuff like that.
Yeah, because typically in a roleplay server, you know, it's good to know that you actually have, like, a positive intent with the community and not just, you know, ruin the experience for others. And we can tell that by people who put a lot of effort into it and by people who put zero effort into it. That's the whole reason for that. So, yeah, there you go, I guess.
You have to go full in depth with lore. Like, oh, he fell from space and then he became a really rich man, then he got shot and then he survived, and then, like, he became a billionaire again until his family died, and then, like, he became rock bottom.
That's great. I like that. Maybe add a little bit more in between and you get yourself a great backstory.
You have to put in-depth lore into a
Yes. Yeah, details. That's kind of like the whole idea. Lore means story, backstory. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that makes sense.
GTA character. I don't think anyone's gonna do that.
Actually, a lot of people are doing that, like in a lot of communities, mine included. But okay.
And yes, his server is low effort. It's just a GTA map. There's nothing different.
I guess he's not happy that I can't rewrite GTA 5's code and add in my own map on console. He's surprised that you can't change the game's code and add in new assets on console. You're right. That's because that's not a thing.
I agree.
Agree with himself.
Someone shot me out as soon as they got out the bus. But guess what? As soon as I drive my car and I get hit by a train, by the way, I get banned, and he gets no punishment for RDM. The moderators are targeting me.
So he's mad because we didn't punish the train conductor for running his car over. I just want to point out, you can't actually conduct trains in GTA 5. So, and because the NPCs aren't real people, we can't reprimand them. I do apologize for that. And even if we could, I don't think I would, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. That could just be me, though. I like how it's an iceberg, by the way. I like this like in reality, like everything he's explained in all the videos that he's made, and him and his friend, like it's just blatantly boiled down to they're just unhappy they got banned, so they're just talking trash about the server. But like to them, this is an iceberg. Like I have relations with North Korea, okay, as we've already established. I've been spreading propaganda, apparently. I'm forcing people to give me money. Like, upon entrance to the server, hey man, what are the credit card deets? Okay? All of them, okay? The 10 digits on the front, expiry date on the back, and the 3 goofy little numbers as well. Those are really important too. And maybe the real name and the address. I don't know. Just some information we might ask you guys upon arrival. That's just me. I don't know.
He was like going on his like.
This is a great analogy, by the way. As my friend said to me, the iceberg gets deeper because it's just propaganda after propaganda. They
really loving this propaganda stuff, not gonna lie.
say there's so many things that perks and pros and everything that you get from joining Horizon R.
Would perks and pros just be the same thing? Like if you were to look at pros and cons, perks and like the opposite of perks. So he's just saying like, we just spend so much time talking about how great the server is. Is that I mean, I wouldn't want to promote it and say it's terrible. I mean, it's not. It's got a 5-star on Discord. People, I mean, there is almost 18,000 people in it. But anyway.
Where it's actually quite dull and boring.
Yes, going around killing other players and then filming it for a troll video, which I'm gonna, you know, he did do in the server, so I'm gonna have to show you guys that one at some point. And yeah, no, he's just reaching.
Video I've made and what he's seen, and it's like he forgot immediately what he was talking about, and then started talking about an iceberg.
Wonder why? Because I did this in one take.
I don't think separated clips of commentary are one take, but that also could just be me. I don't know. I like how he pulls up Gumball as a Discord moderator to portray his own image, because he's not like putting it over like my face cam every time I start talking. It's just his whole thing. So it's only when he's talking. Like, look.
I didn't disrespect any staff until they started speaking shit about me after I saying why I get abandoned. This is stupid. Because I did think it was stupid. Because they never told me that you had to register a car until about 20 minutes after.
Yeah, no, it's explained like in the rules and in your application that's how that all works. But okay.
The argument.
He removes it when I
By
start
the way,
talking.
guess who banned me? Anyway, this bottleneck banned me after staff disrespect.
Bro, I disrespected him after you took me out of the game. I didn't speak to a single person at all in that server until you kicked me from the game, and I said it was an absolute stupid activity.
Oh, I wonder why, man. Because
See?
you're cool.
He only brings up the Discord mod Gumball whenever he starts talking, so I'm actually pretty sure this is just him portraying himself, which is, I know that's not what it was supposed to be, but that's not looking good on paper, my dude.
Me ADHD prone, honestly. And I agree. All of you just sucks.
That's the second time. He's agreed with himself twice. What the heck?
Because all of you have a cry about something. I say one thing, you say a whole bunch of things, and I say one thing personal back. And you're like, ban.
Moderators can't take criticism.
Again, That's literally what I've just said before. These moderators can't take any criticism at all. It's actually
Basically what he's saying is, which is what he's saying, is that him calling people autistic is criticism, which is freaking awesome, by the way. I just want to say that in seriously no sarcasm at all. If someone calls you something like that, okay, it doesn't even matter, just something negative, right? It could be racial, doesn't even matter at this point anymore, according to him, right? Just it's criticism. It's just criticism, just a little bit of criticism, right? Freedom of speech. Well, what about like editorial value? You know, maybe it's just the fact that it's a little defamating on people. You know, it's not great. Doesn't look great. You know, everyone's allowed to be opinionated, except your opinion becomes invalid when you start doing that whole, you know, make stuff up. You're only attacking the person because of things that have nothing to do with your original issue. And yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, yikes. If anything, though, seriously though, more or less, I am just enjoying the fact that this person is overtly obsessed with me over the fact that they just broke rules in the server. Totally like unrelated, but I mean, wow, that is awesome. I love that. I find that very funny.
pretty funny.
I'm glad he does too.
Just remember, someone ever calls you autistic, don't get mad. That's just critique, okay? Take that and learn from that.
Bro,
He does it
it's
again.
the only thing this guy's gonna argue about is because I called one person autistic. Oh, it's the only argument I need.
Grandmother just walked in.
Brother, if you watch any of Piggle's videos, he goes so
I never noticed this about the thumbnail, but I like how he just put like a troll face smile on the character from our old server banner. It just looks like it's gonna be some like hardcore edit of like my server or something.
dev into your server, you can't even react to them because you know they're true.
You don't want me to wait? Hold up. He doesn't think I'll react to his. Hold up. Let's listen.
So I'm gonna ready? Shout out to Cryptic right here. Hashtag react
Thank
to a
you.
Pickle video because I want to see you react to it and see if you could defend yourself.
Defend myself on his video. Okay. I mean, I guess. Oh, so this is right. This is his original video.
Alright, so I know I haven't made a GTA video in quite a while.
That's okay, dude. I'm okay with that.
And if I'm gonna be honest, I actually just got really bored of the game.
Fair enough.
I kind of had everything I've wanted. I may show a video in the future, like what I just have, or what I've done since the
Yeah, we're gonna
last
skip
time
past his
I
intro.
uploaded it. Okay, so we are in RP.
Okay, so wait. So for context, this video that like the footage you're now seeing was all like one singular recording of him in our roleplay server. So I want to lay out a couple things. Is one, and you can disagree with this and think it's not great, or you know, that's totally fair. I mean, you can be opinionated. Fair enough. So I run a roleplay server. It is on console, so that means it's limited compared to 5M mod-wise. But a lot of people do enjoy it because a lot of people want to be able to mod. Not everybody can afford a crazy gaming PC to be able to do that, right? So of course we do what we do to make it work, which it totally does. But of course, because we can kick people instantly still, so there's no like problems with players doing the things they shouldn't be doing for extended periods of time. Of course, if someone wants to go kill a bunch of random players, you know, it'll have happened, but we can still kick them instantly. So it's like, you know, we have stuff in place to do this, that, and the other and make it still enjoyable. Just for context, like this person is just playing in the RP session as we speak. That is what this clip is. And so first things first, I want to point out in our rules, we have it say that you cannot have your map on your radar at the bottom left. And the reason for that is because, well, then of course you can just see where other players are. So say you're either a cop chasing a civilian down for doing something, well, you can just watch your radar and see where they're at, or vice versa, just a civ chasing a civ, for example. I mean, it's sensibly unfair, right? Well, not to this guy.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Another thing I want to point out is the car that he has. Yes, it was registered in our CAD system, so like the license plate, if you know, ran, would have came back to a name. But we also have a system where you also need to own an item that is of that car's class. For example, that would have been like an S tier car. He didn't have that. That's what the whole issue with that specific part was persisting about. He just didn't want to do that. We explained it to him. According to them, we didn't explain it. They were like, oh, well, you know, we registered it, so what's the issue? And we're like, you got to own the item because it's, you know, to keep things verified and kind of in check so that everyone knows what's going on, right? So that's the context for that as well. And then the mapping, of course, which he's done, I think, a few times throughout this video. So
Everyone seems to be just crowding this place.
I see a whopping 3 people. So he's saying crowded. There's 16 people in the session from the time that he is in here right at this point, and there's 3 whole people standing at the Yellow Jack bar, and there's another person just driving by.
So they just go there.
I like how he complained about that area being apparently crowded, and then he just proceeds to say, I guess I'll just go there. Like, he has a problem with it, but he's like, well, I guess I'll just go there anyway. Driving very realistically.
Oh shit, that's a cop. I'm glad it did not go after me. This guy's just bunny hop. Wait, what?
He actually goes on to like kind of criticize this guy a little bit about how he's on a bike and he's just like kind of bunny hopping on cars and stuff while he's in a car he doesn't own, driving like unrealistically, mapping, doing like all the things that he shouldn't be doing. Yeah, pretty awesome. Like he's speeding, hits another person because he was speeding, and scoffs at it like it's their fault that he was speeding. Also, for the first time in quite a while in this video, he's actually driving on the right side, not the left.
That guy didn't even talk. This roleplay seems so shit. I'm not cool.
Absolutely nothing happened in the span of about a minute, and his opinion on the server was it's just terrible. Like nothing's happened because he's just driving around speeding and crashing into people, and his opinion's like, yeah, this is just terrible. I can't believe these people.
Why do none of these people like in the Discord chats?
This was something that I found really interesting about a lot of what he and his friend were complaining about the servers, that according to them, nobody was in the voice channels in the server so that they could speak together. I was in about 99.9% of all of these sessions, including the one, which was this one, which was the last one that they were in before they got kicked. And everybody, I mean, I was on stream talking to people, so I don't know where that is from, but yeah, very interesting.
But they don't talk. Can we visit? I'm gonna park here. Bro just died right in front of me. Alright, well,
What was that? It just says bruh on screen briefly for no reason. Oh my goodness.
what is happening?
Clearly like an accident. Pretty obvious. Like he wasn't doing that earlier to the same person for speeding. By the way, just so you know, he's checking Discord, so now we know he's actually like checking the Discord. He's probably gonna say nobody's talking, right? I assume, maybe? Possibly, maybe not. Oh, he just drove off, okay. I like how he's constantly expanding his map to just double check who's around him and where they're at.
What is this RP? I was kicked.
And then he got kicked.
That's great.
So if you guys are wondering, wait, what did he get kicked for just there? Okay, so the reason he got kicked just there is because the person in here was an old staff member. And I was like there when all of this happened. Yeah, so he saw him driving that car and knew that he wasn't that he was a new player in the server. So he quickly checked his inventory, which is very easy to do for anybody, right? To make sure people are using things that they actually own, etc., etc. So obviously, when he checked, he didn't own the car and thus was kicked. He had been warned multiple times prior, like this was an issue that had been persisting more than once. They weren't understanding, and then, you know, it wasn't until they finally got kicked that then it was a problem. So that was very loud.
After being kicked, I went to go check why I was kicked for.
Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah, see, using a car he doesn't own, Worship Star, is actually, that was, if you look, it's the same username up here. And then, yeah, so there we go. Sweet.
And apparently...
Oh, and this is what I was talking about, checking inventories. We can actually check, like, very easily. We still can. So, yeah.
I was using a car I didn't own.
No.
Which, for Intel, if you don't know how the server works, apparently, like, you have to register your...
Which they did do.
...into the Discord server.
But they didn't own it, though.
I've already got it, and so you can use it in the game.
We explained that to them a lot.
If I come to a character creator, I've already done so.
Yes, he did register it in the CAD system, but again, he didn't actually own the car. Like, he just registered it and then just said that he owned it. And we're like, that's not how it works. We tried getting them to read the rules. They had zero intention of it. You know.
And the proof is right here, and that's apparently the reason...
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
...why I got kicked. Which... So, all in all, Oh yeah, I've also been timed out, so it's not like I can even like ask why I've been kicked.
Okay, well, that was just that. So if we go back
Alright, so I know I've
to
made
his channel here, and we look. So that was that video, and now yeah.
So if you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of this video already, yeah, Horizon RP is actually kind of fucked, and I'll explain why in a second. But
So he said the servers messed up based on the title, and then he proceeds to say "as you can see" while showing gameplay of him just doing a street race or a stun race in GTA. So pretty cool.
before I go any further, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you check day ago or maybe 2 days ago from the time this video gets released, I uploaded a video on why Horizon RP is just god awful. And,
Yep, you guys saw it, the video of him just breaking rules the whole time, and then, you know, that's why the server sucks.
if you want to catch up and know what's going on with the lore behind this video will be, then I highly recommend you watch that one first.
It might be hard to understand what he's saying because it was microphone, so I'll just turn this up or turn on
But
closed captions for
today
you
I was
guys.
thinking about like something really more disturbing, and the
Apparently this
truth
is
behind the
disturbing.
server, how it's really weird, and it's not what you'd quite think.
What is the truth behind the server? Let's hear it.
So after I'd made that video, I rumbled on about how it kind of ends with me getting kicked, right? So
It didn't kind of, but yeah.
yeah, that's sort of all done and over, and then I published the video. And what I didn't
Doesn't proceed to give us the truth, by the way, just on to the next point. Glad you guys were interested in that.
expect was how many of the members, and let alone a moderator, would come to comment on my videos. And it seems like they were quite all like, I wouldn't say mad, but they definitely weren't too happy about it. And to that, I say, yeah, fucking womp womp, wigger.
Yeah, so that's cool. This guy's got a lot of credibility, obviously. Obviously, you know, his story's gonna check out based on this. You know, dude's not racist. Heck no. Guy's got no... This is a very loving person right here, okay? They have a lot of love in their heart for themselves.
I'll say one thing though, and that is I'm actually genuinely surprised how many people are interested that their server's just fucking shit.
Oh wow, someone's just calling him out that he's using a car that he doesn't own.
Like, seriously, like some of these comments, I'm not gonna lie, pretty repetitive, but glad to know
Oh,
that.
and for context on the comments on the last video I just showed you guys, it was just staff members and actual members of the server calling out the fact that he was just breaking rules, and he needs to understand that's why he was originally muted, but why he was kicked was for a whole other reason. Because getting kicked, like when we kick you from the session and you're muted for like, what, 10 minutes maybe? Whatever, just don't do it again, simple as that. It was the fact that once his mute ended, he went and made a ticket, and that's when he started calling staff members autistic. Like, again, my dude, I don't know how else to explain it, but that's not, like, you live in a world where it doesn't revolve around you. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
You care that much about your server and shit on. Yeah.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
And just to prove that it actually was repetitive, there's at least like 2 comments that mentioned I kept on
Yes, it, I guess, would be considered repetitive if multiple people were saying slightly the same thing, but it's also because it was true. They very obviously understood the fact you were mapping.
Throughout the GTA server, which I have 2 things to say about, because it's actually pretty stupid. When I first got on, I realized because I'd mapped, right, well, apparently it's not supposed to, as in what the rule says.
Yeah, by the way, we even had in our application at the time, it asked you what is a rule about mapping, and then they would answer. So he got in with like full knowledge on how everything worked, just chose not to put any of that knowledge into effect for some reason.
That I was the only one really like in Los Santos.
Yeah, so if you, once again, if you guys paid any attention to the last video, he was not in Los Santos, he was in Blaine County, for those, you know, for those avid GTA geographers. And yeah, no, he was in Blaine County, he was just driving around recklessly, had his map on, using a car he doesn't own, and then of course the whole calling staff autistic thing. Just to reiterate.
So within that, it would have been stupid to have not seen the map in the first place to then find out, like, to play role.
Basically what he's saying is he thinks it's fair that he turned his map on because he apparently, according to him, was in this area of the game. So because it was so far away from where the area of play was in the session, well, it shouldn't have mattered. Well, I guess if you were actually over there, but you weren't, you were in the area of play, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I'll play for an hour, realizing that no one was just in Los Santos.
So we list the area of play before each session. Like, we have an announcement go out for all the details people need on joining. We tell people where they need to be, like what area of the map we're going to be doing it in. So yeah, no, I'm not sure where that confusion came from.
Every pause or stop I did, I was trying to join Discord servers or like Discord voice chats. Everyone was in, and everyone would rather just leave or just not talk.
Yeah, so no, they were in those voice chats because otherwise people wouldn't just stand around staring at each other. Trust me, it's kind of a rule of thumb that you be in one so that if someone needs to talk to you and they come nearby, then they can join and speak to you. That's like how it works.
And within that, apparently that's like half the reason I got banned. Which,
according to him, half the reason he got banned is because other people weren't in the voice chats. That was not at all listed in it, but alrighty.
If we go back to the mapping thing, if I never mapped to begin with, I still would have been kicked knowing I was in Los Santos because I apparently wasn't engaging with the roleplay, which is just fucking stupid, in my opinion.
None of this
like,
is why he was kicked. I
don't know why
that
that's a role to begin with.
Yeah, it's weird that it's a rule. We want all the players in a relatively generally similar-ish area so that, you know, their interactions with each other are actually with each other and not spanned out across the entire map with only like 17 to 30 people, because it's not 5M, right? We can't have 500 people in there. Obviously, if there's 500 people in there, I'd say, okay, it doesn't matter where you go because there's 499 other people in there. Not a big deal.
So just by clicking on the video instantly, I've noticed how it's already like mentioned my video, which I'm thankful for. They spreading out the news about the server because it actually really is concerning, and it really goes to show, doesn't it? But the one key thing you notice,
he's gonna show us some clips, by the way.
It's just fucking stupid if you go down to read all of these.
So this is what people were saying. Considering you're breaking rules by having your map on the entire time, I wouldn't be talking about anything. And someone, Oaksy, said, so irreverent to the video, mate. Stop making excuses. Apparently, the clip of him mapping is irrelevant to the video of him mapping, I guess. So, yeah. Oh, look at that! Hey, look, it's his buddy, and he's mapping again. That's cool. It's like almost as if neither of them were reading the rules. And yeah. Oh, that car, by the way, he doesn't own that either. Yeah.
Try and check my Discord, and there's no one in the blue chat. That is so great.
And right off the bat, it's actually not wrong. Like, every time I would try and find someone to talk to in any VC in the Discord, again, no one was just on, or if they were, they'd just leave. But in this case, my friend Oak...
Gee, people didn't want to talk to you guys. I can't possibly fathom why with attitudes like that. I can't make my own assumption as to why anyone would immediately leave a voice chat once you guys join it. It's almost as if you don't treat people very well, and when you do start talking, not a lot of great stuff comes out. Yeah, it's a real mystery.
Oaksy here went to go finding and talking in the Discord, especially the people near around him, and again, no one was just in a VC talking. And that also leads to another mapping problem. If we can't check our maps,
like if you needed to open your, and we've made this like prevalent to people before, if you are new to the, we've had plenty of people come in and they're like, I am completely new to GTA and I just don't know where anything is. What if I need to open up my map, not have my radar on, to constantly see where players are, but what if I want to just quickly check my map to set a waypoint to like an LS Customs for something? And we're like, yeah, that's fine. These people were straight up pinpointing on other players, marking them, and then just driving up to them to intervene and just sit there, stare, and complain. It's like, yeah, it's interesting.
If their map is just not allowed. Obviously, it's weird because, like, obviously there's your mini-map on the left, and apparently you're not allowed to have that at all, so it's actually just more stupid that you can't even look through your mini-map to try and find where you want to go and stuff. Especially if you actually want to roleplay with people. Again, it's just so stupid.
Okay, let's see. Going down to the airstrip, seeing if there's anything, because the server's dead. And there's the bus is there. Okay.
He's just full-on speeding into a train.
A bit too fast and shit, we've hit the train. Let's go check out the front of the car. And what the fuck? So after...
And this was for obviously using a car that he wasn't supposed to. Like he's like, they're making it seem so much worse than it is, but it was like a quick 10-minute mute And then the reasoning that they could obviously see, it's like, you're using a car you don't own, go read the rules. Literally, that's it. And yeah, it was obviously blown way out of proportion than what it definitely needed to be, but they've just decided that's the situation and that's where they want to take it. Yeah, so anywho, I don't know, he told me I wouldn't make a review of this guy's video. It's not because I was afraid like he kept saying. I don't know what that was about. I just genuinely didn't want to, because that's kind of why. The both videos were just, yeah, there's your drama, there's everything you wanted to know about that. And I don't know, man, people like this are absurd. There's a very egotistical, egomaniacal sense of self-worth that I just can't wrap my head around, because it's like, wow, you're like very obviously just joining a community of people that are trying to enjoy something. You're going around breaking their rules and then trash talking them and everything else because you can't do whatever you want. Very interesting. But yeah, there it is. I took like literally every point that was made. I broke each of it down. I gave context. There's nothing else to be said. Yeah.